Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome from Blackpool, England, it's Darryl P. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the reigning and defending World Pool Champion from the Philippines. Would you please welcome the Volcano, Alcano!
Interesting to see this table has been breaking really easy all week, and we know from last year Ronnie sussed that breakout very quickly from the Last64 stage onwards, so let's see how this develops.
They were breaking so soft in the last match. I was talking to Ronnie and he said it was like watching a golf tournament where the players start each hole by putting.
First rack, race to 10, winner breaks. Darryl Peach to break.
Yeah, a lot of players will be not too familiar with Darryl, but he's been around the circuit, I can tell you. He's currently in the top 5 of the Euro Tour. So he's had some good results this year. Recently won one of the tours in Holland. So I expect him to put up a good fight here.
Well, he's suffered a bit of misfortune on the break. He hit him well.
Yeah, he got a good split there, but unfortunately he's hooked behind the 3 and 7 ball, as you can see there.
Obviously he would like to get a lead so that the world champion has to fight from behind and feel possibly a little desperation.
He's going for his jump stick here. This is a very offensive move in the first rack.
Well, early days, maybe that's the time to take some chances.
Certainly if he does manage to jump over and pocket the 1 ball. You can see the 2 ball at the top end of the table there. So he's certainly having a go at it here. And like you say, Jerry, it's early in the match, so this is probably the good time to have a go at it.
Yes, if you're going to play aggressive, do it early. And Darryl taking a good long study at this jump shot. I believe his concern is that if he has to turn that cue ball loose, there are a lot of balls that cue ball could wind up behind.
Yeah, we're just having a look round, see if the push shot would have been a more viable option, but he's decided on the jump shot now.
Well, he's made it, but does he snooker himself? You can tell by his face, I think. I believe he can see this.
He's kept his jump stick in his hand, so maybe that's a sign.
Well, you're right, but it
looks pretty close. No, I think he's going with
he is jumping.
Jump stick again. He just got a little bit too much into that last stroke there.
Well, I've never seen a man run a rack with a jump stick.
That'll be a first. Wow!
But, you know, he better keep that cue in his hand. And he will. Enjoying the show.
Yeah, the crowd being very appreciative there of Darryl's first 2 shots. You will see that one again. Got a lot of action on the cue ball in both shots here.
We're going to change his nickname to the Leaper. He's going to have to really come up with something creative here.
Yeah, he's put his jump stick back in his corner. He'll be looking to kick off 1 rail here.
Well, he's really great with that jump stick, but he needs to work on his position.
Yeah, I'll mind to mention that to him afterwards.
Yeah, make sure I'm out of here. does not. He's left an open shot for Alcano.
Yeah, here we see Ronnie's first hit of the table. He's got a makeable 3-ball down the rail.
Use the whole pocket. But he's come up beautifully on the 4-ball, and from here it's a fairly easy out. So, yes. Sorry, go ahead.
He just wants to make sure he's high on this orange 5. He's decided to take it up to the top, and he's a little bit short in pace there.
Yeah, I liked your plan better. Now he's got to be drawing back for the 6-ball rather than just letting it float down.
Nice control there.
He exhibited a beautiful touch last year when he won this championship. He had that cue ball totally at his command.
Just punches the cue ball mid-table. You won't need to do too much for the cue ball here. Swing off 2 rails. Just needs to get the pace right. And he's not too bad at that.
Yes, that'll suffice. And I'm going to be very curious to see if Alcano goes back to the same break that he used to set the liability last year. If he does, the cue ball will be around the head string. The 1 ball will be beside the side pocket.
Rack 2, on Alcano to break, leading 1 rack to 0.
Well, that's the same side.
Well, here we go.
Well, he's not hitting them as firmly as he did last year.
Yeah, last year he was drawing the cue ball back. Here we see it again. It was more of a stun shot, whereas last year he was drawing the cue ball back off 2 rails, back up to the head string. But it doesn't seem to be putting as much power into it this year.
Now it'll be back and forth across the table to get shape on the blue 2. He just has to roll forward a little bit to take shape on the 3, which is down at the end of the foot rail. He certainly looks comfortable out there, doesn't he, Pat?
Yeah, he does. In fact, is this his first match on this TV table 1? I think it is.
It's the first one I've seen him on.
Yeah, so we want to put on a show for his adoring fans out there, and it's a packed house tonight. There's not a, it's only standing room only.
Be quite an accomplishment for someone to defend their championship in the Worlds.
Has that ever been done before?
Not to my knowledge. Certainly not since the late 90s when Matchroom Sport took over this event.
Oh, I didn't get any of that one at all.
We're showing you obviously results from earlier in the day across the bottom of your screen. Marlon Manalo, powerful Filipino player, was simply destroyed 10-1. Whoa! Alcano has fouled. He did not contact the 6-ball, and that will bring Darrell to the table with ball in hand and only 3 balls left on the table.
Yeah, Alcano went for a very thin cut on the 6 here with a lot of right hand English. It's a tough shot to judge at times, and you can see from Ronnie's shot there he completely missed the 6 altogether, and it gives Darryl an opportunity to draw level.
Yeah, well, I was watching Darryl practice before this match began, and he was practicing very well.
Yeah, he's been out in that practice area for about 2 hours before this match, so his cue arm will be very warm.
Well, he's drawn as he... Great tennis action.
Rack 3.
There is the man who made this happen, Yen Makabenta of Raya Sport. He's the fellow who has brought the World Championships to Manila.
And Darryl will be hoping for a little bit more luck in this break.
He's had some.
What about that? That was almost identical to his first opening break-off, and this time he's got no traffic in front of the 1 ball.
Well, he should move right through this table. He's asked our referee, Nigel Reese, for the rest. That's the Flexi Rest, a new product. As you can see here, you can bend the tip to get whatever height you want on your cue stick.
Yeah, it's got an adjustable head. You can see a good picture of it there on your screen. And Darryl, being from a snooker background, will be very familiar with that sort of bridge. You know, Darryl's he's a pretty quick player when he gets his arm going. When he's in amongst the balls like this, and there's not many obstacles. He's got a wealth of experience, a previous Masters champion back in '95, I believe. Played in the Moscone Cup team.
Yeah, he's always shown himself well. And you're right, he has a great pace. Doesn't waste any time.
He's been one of the top players in the UK for a number of years now. Ever since he took up this sport of 9 ball. Really he's in good shape here on this 6. Just needs to draw back slightly for the brown 7 in the side pocket.
You know, the pool players have a little bit of fear of the snooker players because they pocket balls so well. So when they move over to 9 ball, they know when they play safe on them, they've got to leave them long and hidden. Because if these snooker players can see a ball, they can make it.
Yeah. As you can see, it's standing room only. A couple of lovebirds there.
Well, they really are enjoying this match a lot more than we are, Pat. But we concentrate on the action on the table.
Nigel Reese here, trying to get all the balls as close as possibly can, so that the players have a good break off.
Now, I hope this doesn't create a jinx, but I haven't seen a single player ask for a re-rack on this table.
I'm not surprised. The balls are just rolling to the pockets.
Yeah.
Rack 4.
The wing ball has been very, very predictable.
Even I would fancy my chances pocketing this table, Jerry.
Oh, that's trouble.
Yeah, he didn't want that 1 ball in. Just got a little bit too much into it. You will see again the 1 ball into the side pocket.
Yeah, the players are playing position on the one ball off the break. So when the one ball goes away, their position is useless. And the two ball is way down here on the foot rail. It's the blue ball on the right-hand side of the foot rail. Just on the right-hand side. Lots of places to hide, though, and he can use the 7 to stop the cue ball. Whoa! He holds his hand up in apology. That was a fluke. He meant to send that ball all the way down to the other end of the table. Here you can take a look at it.
Yeah, he was trying to send it back up table.
Trust me, not many players try to bank into the side pocket off the foot rail.
No. And he's made sure of the safe on this occasion.
Yes, but he's left a lot of room between the cue ball and the 6. Ronnie has a lot of area to work with here. Look for him to go 2 rails. He'll go 2 rails, come in behind the 3 ball, kick it up table. Oh, he went 1 rail. Ooh. Well, now.
I think he'll be pretty pleased with that outcome. Here we see it again. Almost banks a 3 full length. And the cue ball comes back down and rests on that 7.
Yeah, he smacked that kick pretty good in order to create distance.
And Darrow's got 2 options here. He can either slow roll the 3 up to the top, or he's got the option of taking the 3 ball into the side and cannon into the 6. He's just working out what one he feels is the best.
He'll be cueing off the rail. Adds a bit of difficulty to the shot. Yeah, you're right. He's weighing up which is the better option. Kind of like the corner pocket.
Yeah, definitely. I think the corner is a straighter shot. Yeah, you can see there. And that's that straight shooting you call for most snooker players, Jerry.
I'm telling you.
You see it hard out of the pocket there?
They just don't miss.
I'm going to tell everybody I was a snooker player once.
Well, if that ball is frozen to the rail as it appears to be, this, yes, well, just off. Just off. A very testy shot. And I believe he's missed it.
Yeah, just cut that 4 ball off the rail there instead of trying to hug it all the way down.
Alcano will be looking to even things up now. He can send that 4 ball down into the corner pocket. Cue ball will be rolling back in line for the 5.
Oh, it's a beautiful shot. And cue ball control too. Another confident shot there from Alcano.
Seems like every shot from Alcano is a confident shot. He really has a lot of faith in his game, as he certainly should. He's the top dog. Everybody else is hunting his cheese.
And safely out for a nice shot on the 9 ball to tie the score.
Mission accomplished. We've got ourselves a tight little match as my coach.
Rack 5, Ronnie Alcano to break, 2-2.
Ronnie Alcano now. Back to break him up. Tied up at 2. It's a race to 10. We have a ways for these boys to stretch out in. And he has also dropped the 1 ball in the side pocket, but he has a shot on the 2 ball. Excuse me, that ball that I thought was the 2 is the black 8. He's going to be shooting at the 3 ball.
Yeah, managed to pocket the 1 ball, 2 ball there, and the 1 dropped in the side.
And the 3 ball sitting right in front of him here.
We'll be looking to hook him up behind the 5 and 7 ball there. Just send the 3 back down table.
Yeah, he's going to put him in a bad place. Well, now, that is a very small ball because it's out in the middle of the table. It's not near a rail or a pocket, so it's going to be more difficult to hit. And obviously, Alcano did a beautiful job of tying that cue ball up.
And Darrow's just looking to see if he can come off the side rail there and play it hard so that the cue ball will check up, because he hasn't got the natural angle here to just come off 1 rail and hit it.
Yeah, he'll have to put a lot of right English or hit it very firmly to check it like that.
And be hoping for a little bit of luck if he does make contact.
Yeah, if he can strike the ball on this side, the side from which you're viewing the table, he could get fortunate and have the cue ball find another ball to hide behind. Well, first you got to strike it, and he has now given up ball in hand.
Ball in hand.
On an easy table layout.
Yeah, he just didn't get hit that quite firm enough there. Here we see the shot again. Just misses it by a fraction, but in this game of pool, fractions are what wins you and loses you a match. And Ronnie wastes no time pocketing these last few balls.
Not a challenge left except to maintain his focus. And he hasn't shown any problem doing that.
He's just come a little bit too high on that 7 ball. He's running towards 8, so he might use his nice little drag shot there on the cue ball to hold for the 8.
This young man really draws a crowd now in the Philippines. Winning the World Championship gave him instant fame.
And he was recently a 2nd place behind Shane Van Boeing in the US Open.
Yes, he was, and he was actually... They roll right through these racks.
Yeah, they make it look so easy at times.
Alcano to break, leading 3 racks to 2.
And they'll be just, at the beginning of each match, they're just testing the pace that they need to strike that 1 ball at to keep it on the table. Where's that cue ball going?
It's going to a very difficult spot on the table.
Just got a little bit too much into that one.
We'll take another look. No, it did not get kicked. He did that to himself. And you can watch the cue ball rolling. It's not going at all where he had planned. And now he's got a tough opening shot.
We're looking to try and cut this ball in the middle. Oh, he's gone for the long one. He's pinched the pocket. What a fantastic shot to take on, Jenny.
That was beautiful and a very smart play because it made his position so much easier.
Yeah, it certainly does. Here we see that one again. You can see he doesn't have a full view of the pocket, so he cheats the rail a little bit. And with playing shots like that, you need to drop them in just at the right pace, otherwise they won't go in these tight pockets.
And I think probably the most difficult shot he's going to face will be the next one on the 4-ball, which is against the rail. And he's left himself plenty of length on that shot. I believe he would have liked to have been about 4 inches closer to this rail.
Yeah, so he can run the cue ball down below the 9. This is, as you say, this is going to be the winning shot of this rack. It looks as though he's going to try and play it out centre field for a shot in the 5.
He has to be careful. That 9-ball's got big ears.
It was a very nice stroke there. The crowd are appreciative of that shot. Now he's back in good shape.
Well, this should enable Alcano to double the score of Darrell Peach and take a 4-2 lead. Just wants to roll down past the first diamond. Now it's easy peasy.
Yeah, Ronnie starting to get into a little flow in this match so early on.
He just looks extremely comfortable out there. No tension in his face or his...
Rack 7, Ronnie Alcano to break, leading 4 racks to 2.
Alrighty, Ronnie Alcano beginning to take control of this match.
He's got a favourable kick on off the 7-ball there.
He couldn't have written a better script for that 1-ball. Watch this 1-ball come off the side and then the 7 just pushes it right in front of the corner pocket for an easy start. And the way Alcano is breaking this rack apart, there are no clusters forming. He does have a ball on the rail. That's the brown 7.
And that's the hardest ball he's got here.
That's the hardest ball he's got, and I can tell you this gentleman doesn't have much trouble with rail shots. This could be about a 1-minute rack.
He's just switching to his left hand here.
Well, you've got 2 hands. Why not use them both?
Easier said than done.
Isn't that the truth? Players have gotten so good with the bridge they don't switch off the way they used to years ago.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
The curse of the commentator.
Indeed it was. We said he wouldn't have much trouble with that. And it just drifted wide.
Yeah, caught that one all wrong. He's giving the table back to Darrell. A tricky little opener in this 7. If he makes this, his cue ball's going to come off 2 rails and back out nicely for that 8. So he just needs to make sure of this. Whoa. That wiped its feet.
Yes, it did.
And again, he's just come a little bit too much with that cue ball. You would expect straight shooting Darrell. Yeah. He's back in position now on this 9-ball, and Ronnie be kicking himself looking at this.
You know he's ruining that 7 ball now. He should have had a nice lead. Instead, it has gotten very dual.
3 racks to 4.
Boy, the closer we get to the end, the tougher these matchups become. As you would expect, I would suppose. Ronnie Alcano leads Darrell Peach 4-3. Darrell Peach to destroy the diamond for us.
Both players operating a similar sort of break-off. Just trying to exercise control of that cue ball. Here we see it again. Try to control the cue ball and the 1 ball.
He would like to avoid moving this 2 ball on this next shot. There you see the cue ball parked right in the middle of the table. Nicely done. If he can leave that 2 ball where it is, it'll make his next shot a lot easier. Just whistles by that 2.
Yeah. Almost took the side of the paint off that 2 ball there as it just slimmed past. And now he's in. Just got to trick a little shot here to come back for the 4. He just wants to avoid that centre pocket.
Watch out.
Nicely done there.
He only has to draw back a couple of inches for the 5 ball. Very attractive layouts that this break presents.
Yeah, especially on this TV table here. The outside tables are playing so much differently to this table, and the players that are on the outside table will be at disadvantage when they come to this one.
Well, we should give you an explanation for that. The television lights do heat up the table, and it dries the cloth out. So a dry table, the balls drop a little bit more easily.
Oh, nice cue ball control there from Darrell. And he seems to be playing with a lot of confidence. We've got 2 very confident players here, Jerry.
And they're both going to have scores of 4.
Be quiet.
Given that nothing untoward happens. Nigel Reese calming the crowd. And there you have it. We're tied at 4.
Rack 9. Darrell Peach to break. 4-4.
Well, we're tied at 4 apiece here in this race to 10, last 64 stage. England's Darrell Peach. They're looking to go in front here, providing they can control that break.
Well, he keeps putting that 1 ball in the side pocket, but this time the 2 ball leaked out into a nice position for him. So he'll be looking to begin his journey here, and you can see how the balls have rolled out for him. Alcano looking on.
And what must be worrying Ronnie is he knows how well this table is breaking off, and he's seen how effective he was last year using that break. So when he sees all the other players doing it, it must be bringing memories back for him, thinking,
yeah, people are throwing their own knives, his own knives back at him.
He'll be thinking, hey guys, you get your own part of the trick, this one's mine.
Well, that's the way Efren has to feel about everybody kicking well these days.
And that's the thing, once someone picks up a new trick in this sport, everybody wants to copy it if it's very effective. And Darrell just nudged into that brown 7 there.
Yeah, he didn't make his life any easier, but it's not insurmountable. Four ball goes away obediently.
Just having a look where he wants that cue ball position for the brown 7. Ideally he wouldn't have liked to have nudged it into that position, but
He has to worry now about what he does with the 8 ball, because he's going to run into it, I believe, unless he has a little trick up his sleeve. He may be able to just go forward and leave that 8 ball where it is. Play it up in the opposite corner pocket. That's what he's studying, the distance between those balls. Doesn't want to nick that 8 ball into a position that's too difficult.
No, ideally you don't want to be disturbing balls if they're already in a nice position.
Well, he tapped that one, but it obeys him neatly, and he's in good shape.
He's got a choice of 2 pockets here. Can either cut it back into the centre pocket and go up table and back down with a cue ball, or he can try and pocket the 8 in the top right. I feel he's going for the centre pocket.
Center pockets are half an inch wider than corner pockets on all pool tables, so they present a bit of a larger target. Then again, they don't have that side rail helping guide into the pocket either.
Yeah, that's true.
And Pete gets rid of another 9 ball for us. Well, we've watched giants fall all week, so it's not like Alcano is immune to defeat.
Rack 10, double piece to break, leading 5 racks to 4.
Such is the talent at this year's championships that any number of players could take out the big guns. They all believe in their own end game. And that's a nice,
he's all right.
Nice kick on the cue ball there, but that blue ball is tied up.
Yes, you can see how the 2 ball gets tied up against the 8 here on the lower right-hand part of your screen. That's going to be quite a problem. I would imagine that you're going to see some safety played off of that ball.
Yeah, I feel they pocket this one, draw the cue ball way back down table, and you can just send the 2 back up table and just sit behind the black 8.
Well, now he's looking at his options if he leaves the cue ball right there in front of where the 1 is now. Certainly an easier position for the cue ball to reach, but a much more difficult safety.
Yeah. He probably hasn't entered his head yet that he could screw right back. We'll soon see what his shot selection is in a second. Yeah, he's gone for the easier shot, which is draw down the bottom end of the table. It's a pretty simple shot, this. He'll be hoping to get the cue ball as close to the black as possible.
And from that distance, he should be able to do a pretty good job of it. Not at all bad.
He's just cut off the angle from the 1 rail escape. And that was the importance of trying to get that cue ball so close to the black 8 like that, is to just narrow down all the angles when you're escaping.
Yeah, Alcano now finds himself in a bit of a defensive position, down by a game, and if he gives up ball in hand here, he'll be down by 2, because Peach is almost certain to get through this rack with ball in hand. And there you have it.
Foul shot, ball in hand.
Well, that's a bit of good fortune for Alcano there, rolling that 4 ball up behind the 8. That'll add a little bit of challenge to this.
Yeah, Ronnie has been very offensive there. He was not only wanting to hit the 2 ball, but he was trying to pocket it. He's spinning side on off the second rail. The Dad will be looking to take advantage of this here. Needs to get good shape on this 3, because That 4 balls line, pretty awkward. That looks to be pretty good.
Well, he needs to get the right shape on this 4 ball as well. Well, he's able to play the shot now. Doesn't have to worry about a safety.
Just need to avoid the 8 here, yes. Nice shot, back out table again. They're looking to pocket this 5 and come 2 rails back out for the 7. In the side pocket.
Has to make sure he doesn't run into the 8 ball as he comes out 2 rails. Oh, he gives it plenty of berth.
Well, the way Darrell Peaches started this match, it's been very confident state of mind.
And with a 2-game lead that he's about to take, he has taken the crowd out of this match.
Yeah, it's certainly a good thing to do. When you're playing against a hometown favourite and defending champion, you want to try and keep the crowd as quiet as possible.
And you have to, Alcano's best hope now is that something goes awry on the break shot where Darrell gets snookered on the lowest numbered ball.
Yeah, Ronnie will be looking for a bit of bad luck on Darrell's break. As Jerry says, he'll be hoping he doesn't get to see the lowest numbered ball so that he can become more involved in this match.
Yeah, the 1's gone in the side.
Oh, and look at that. Absolute perfect on that 2 ball.
Yeah, and the one thing about this, another thing about this soft break is, as you notice, all the balls are down on virtually 1/2 of the table, so there's not as much position work to be done. It's easier to play shape throughout the entire rack. This break shot, this soft break, has tremendous ramifications on the way the game is played. 9-ball used to be a game of long position shots, sending the cue ball around 3 and 4 rails to get shape on the next ball. Now sometimes you're moving in a matter of inches.
Yeah, before there was a lot of unpredictable breaks. You weren't sure what you were going to be faced with after a smash on the break. But now it's just more control is exercised. And as you can see, the relatively easy runouts.
Well, a lot about the game, the equipment of the game has changed to cause that. We used to play on real toothy cloth where it was impossible to get a tight rack. And now that, I believe he got a little too close to that 7. Can he see the 6?
I think he can just see enough of it there.
But now the cloth allows for a tight rack, and we've got better racks as well. And so the balls are mostly frozen together, which means that they're going to act the same way coming off the break time after time. And these players are good enough to be able to figure that out and figure out different ways to massage the rack.
Yeah, you're right there when you talk about the break and getting them all tight. I know what you're saying about the different type cloth, the woolier cloth. It makes it harder to get them all touching. But once you get them all touching, the ball seems to spread that much easier. And the wing ball certainly goes more frequently. And Darrell for this 9-ball for a 7-4 lead over the defending champion.
Well, you can feel the sagging heart. We've got some sad surprise running through our crowd. Their hero, their world champion, trailing Darrell Peach 7-4. No surprise to those who know Darrell's game, but the people in the Philippines, they thought their man was a shoe-in on this match.
Yeah, certainly, yeah. This will be a big shock to the pool fans from all over the Philippines and all over Asia for that fact, because a lot of people will be unaware of Darrell's ability on the bays.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but you know, this does this remind you a little bit of what Alcano did last year to Suke? He's controlling the break, running out the racks, and there's just nothing that Alcano can do.
Yeah, it's certainly looking that way. You see, you got a great shot in the wind ball there. Just got a little bit of traffic in the way to get back out for that blue 2.
Yeah, he can. It looks like he's going to just draw back across. No, he
check. Yeah, a lot of check. Off right hand side on the cue ball there to straighten up, come back up table, but he's just a little short on pace there. There you see it from our overhead. Just the wrong side of the blue 2.
He's going, of course, to be sending the 2 ball into the side pocket. The cue ball then will come down this way for the 3.
He's just got to be wary of that corner pocket up there. You need to draw the cue ball away from that.
Yeah, he could draw it all the way down to the rail and back.
He's just going to slide it in, maybe.
Oh, he ran into that 6.
Oh, nice use of a 6 ball there.
Not a bad roll, eh?
That was a confident stroke there. I mean, if you're going to run out of balls and use them to try and hold the cue ball into position, you'd be playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, you don't often see that. Players, as a cardinal rule, avoid any ball on the table that they don't have to run into.
Another fine shot there from Darryl Peach. Taking the long 3 down rail with a touch of English on the cue ball.
The Dazzler living up to his nickname.
Just got a little bit short again there. Still an easy shot for Darryl. Take the cue ball back up and back out table for the 6. He's back, nice position again.
Yeah, and as long as he stays in line, he doesn't study these shots too long.
No, he's pretty quick play around the table.
His snooker background obvious from the fact that he puts the chalk in his pocket after every shot.
And if Darryl managed to hold himself together and pocket these last 3 balls, Ronnie Alcano will be getting very worried. He's not been at the table for a good few racks now. He'll be sitting in his seat cold.
Checking to make sure that the balls are positioned in the pocket so that the 7 doesn't come back out on him.
Yeah,
I've seen that happen a couple of times this week, and that means that you sit down and the incoming player takes the table. The ball has to not only go in the pocket, it's got to stay there.
And this 9 ball for a 8-4 lead, and in it goes. And England's Darryl Peach is certainly
Really, always got it out.
Yep.
I would have died a few shirts blue, I'm afraid.
Darryl Peach to break, leading 8 racks to 4.
My mum washed the trousers for me. I couldn't do that. And Darryl Peach hoping to continue his good break off so far in this match. And Ronnie Alcano will be wondering what he started here in this game of 9-ball pool.
I'm surprised Alcano hasn't just gone up and taken a seat in the stands.
Was that 7-ball gone?
This is what Alcano has been waiting for. A blocking ball between the cue ball and the 1. The brown 7 has done Ronnie a tremendous favor.
We haven't seen this since the opening rack when Darryl broke off. As you say, this is a break that Alcano was looking for to hopefully get back into this match.
Well, Darrell's going to do everything he can to prevent Alcano from being able to unleash an offensive flurry on him.
He's having a good look around to see where he can push out to. He doesn't want to leave Alcano with an easy opener. He's just having a look to see if you just push away across table and just leave him the opportunity of a jump shot to take on.
Well, we know Darrell doesn't mind jump shots, so if he gets it back, he might be perfectly pleased.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of players do that. They push out knowing that they'll be confident in playing the jump stroke themselves. And it's certainly makeable.
Well, Alcano now coming to the table with an arm that hasn't been used in a while. Checking the angle of the kick.
And Darrell looks very composed there, and he's been put back in by his opponent. And now we'll see what Darrell had up his sleeve.
Well, it's not a jump. He's still got his playing cue in his hand.
And I wonder if he's going to come real first here, Jerry. Kick that cue ball, kick the one ball, sorry, up table. Hope to spin that cue ball back over towards the 6 and 7. Try and hide it.
That would be the shot.
Has he got the roll? It wasn't too far away. It was a good effort.
It was a good effort. Now Alcano has the bank open to him, but he's got a safety or two of his own up his sleeve. Alcano now can come off of this ball and hide the cue ball right here, or he can go offensive and try and bank this thing out. No, he's gone for the safe, and he didn't get there. However, the one ball is behind the 6, so we'll be fairly pleased, unless there's an alley in there. From the body language of Peach, I would say there's not. Yeah, he's looking at a kick into the 1.
And you know, Darrell's got a similar sort of shot to he had the last time here. Come off the bottom rail with a lot of English. Skid into the side of that one ball, send it off the rail and back out again, and take the white back up table.
Yeah, he needs to be aware of the scratch, however, when the object ball is that close to a pocket. If you come off the object ball incorrectly, you're liable to head right for the hole.
Yeah, just went there, you see the shot there. Just want to make sure he doesn't get too much into it.
He's going to put a little swerve on this cue ball, increasing the difficulty factor considerably. Cue ball could skid.
The legs coming off the side rail here with a touch of English.
Yeah, he's changed his plan. I like this one better. It's more dependable.
He got the cue ball speed behind it too. No, just short of pace there. They'll be happy with that. He's not
Sure
left anything.
Well, we're going to have a little safety war here. Alcano will also run and hide. This time, he comes off this side of the ball and heads down here, but once again hide. Or he sends the one ball off. These guys come up with a different plan than I can find. That's the easier route, however.
Yeah, he played a very precise shot there.
Yeah,
Just slightly glancing off the one ball and hiding behind that 9.
those feather shots like that are
Very difficult to execute.
very tough. To see that edge of the ball that finely.
And not only see it, but get the cue ball control and the pace of it to hide behind that 9. And Darrow's looking at coming off the top rail.
Yeah, these safeties will continue. Neither player wants to be the first guy to make a mistake.
No. You feel that whoever makes the first mistake here, the rack's gone, and
who knows how many more. Watch out.
There it is. Score in hand. Thank you.
and a good safety there from Alcano has created the opening. Here we see it again. Overhead shot. Darrell makes good contact, but the spin on the cue ball was taking it into the corner pocket. And now this is a fabulous opportunity here for Alcano to get back in this match. And that was very good use there, and the reason why he moved that 7 ball was to make the 6 a lot easier for position.
Be drawing back out around center table. Take the 4 in the side. 5 waits for him to go into the corner.
And you know, it was simple things like that, Jerry, when he could have easily taken it another way and just missed that 7, but getting position on the 6 would have been a little bit trickier, and he's just taken that right out of the equation now. As you can see, he's got a fairly open field there.
Now the question will be, how long can Alcano stay at the table?
Yeah, he'll be wanting to stay for the rest of the match.
For a while. He's got a gap to close. He trails Darrell Peach 8-5.
Because he will know if he does make a mistake and Darrell cleans up, Darrell will be on the hill. The way Darrell's been playing so far, you don't want to be giving him those easy opportunities at this stage of a match.
Or at least he will trail 8-5. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he will get through this rack.
Yeah, you would expect so. And that's nicely played there. Very good position on the 8 ball to draw back down for the 9.
Overcooked it a little bit, but
Yeah, he got into that one.
certainly nothing he can't handle. He's there. Now trails by 3, 8-5. Gives a big grin. Sport.
Track 14, one Alcano to break, then 5 racks to 8.
Alcano would like to mimic the recent performance of Darrell Peach and stay at the table here for a while. If he can get that break working, he can certainly do that. Wing ball down, 1 ball by the side pocket. And the crowd clapping their approval.
Yeah, very nice control there on the break. 1 ball sits nicely for him.
Yeah, the first problem I see is getting from the 7 to the 8. And that's not a huge problem. Two ball in one side pocket, the 3 ball will go in the other. All he has to do now is roll forward for the pink 4.
Yeah, he's got a choice of shots where he wants to shoot that 5. Looks like he'll be taking it in the opposite top pocket. Just floating this cue ball out for a nice shot up the top for the 5 ball. He'll be working out where he wants that cue ball for the 7, as you say, Jerry, to come back out for the 8.
Yeah, if our view is correct, the 8 ball will need to go into the same corner as the 7, but there's the possibility there's enough room here that he can move it to the other corner. He's looking to play it in the side or up table.
Yeah, he's got a slight angle there to draw the cue ball off the bottom rail and back out for the black 8 in the same pocket.
That's the easiest place to deposit the 8 ball.
He's in nice shape there, and he looks like he's done the job so far and brought another one back on the board for himself.
This is going to put him within 2. Just when Peach thought he had things in control.
Yep, there he is, yeah.
The break deserted him. Well, it didn't desert him, but it proved treacherous. Crowd beginning to get excited. 8-6 now. And the world.
They certainly want to be having a good view of that 1 ball, because that's the one they want to be playing for. They don't want to be relying a little bit of luck for another low number ball to come into view for them.
Rack 15, Ronnie Alcano to break, trailing 6 racks to 8.
Watch the cue ball and the 1 ball.
Look at that loose grip he's got there.
Yeah.
Perfect control again.
Everything in the open.
And the crowd sure like this one.
You better believe it. The pool fans in the Philippines are very knowledgeable. They can see those patterns just as well as the players. They know when they've got an easy layout or a problem. Pat, toughest shot on the table from the 4 to the 5?
Yeah, certainly, yeah. You need to be leaving a good angle on the 4, because you can see that 9 ball and 5. And the 7 ball stops him drawing straight back for the 5, so we want to be coming out of 2 rails back for the 5. And you'll see that all develop in a few moments.
Yeah, we don't mean to get too far ahead on you, but it's interesting to see how the players develop the table to take care of the problems that they may have.
Oh, that was a poorly struck shot there from Ronnie.
That was a strange choice. Here's some results going for you across the bottom of the screen. This is the action that's happened earlier in the day.
The 9 ball could be going towards the pocket here if he tries a thin cut.
Oh.
Has he got away with it?
No. The legend, Efren Reyes, by the way, has been eliminated from this tournament. He was beaten earlier today and has made his exit for this year.
Settle down then, please.
He was beaten by the Russian, Konstantin Stepanov, who, by the way, has made the Mosconi Cup team this year. He lost 10-5.
Yeah, and Stepanov, a lot of people won't really know much. He's a current European #1 ranked player. So it's not too much of a shock result to be #1 in Europe with all those great players. It's no mean feat.
Well, it's not a shock in Europe. I can assure you it was a shock.
Yeah, definitely.
This rack has got some problems in it.
Yeah, Darrell's got a choice here. He can either try and bank the 3 ball back across table, or he can, looks like he's lining up for a safety here. You know, when the balls are so close like this down to the bottom rail, Jerry, is pretty easy and makeable bank shot.
Yeah, and it's not an easy safety. I prefer the shot.
Yeah.
The bank gives you nice position on the 4. We still have a problem with the 7 ball.
It looks like he's cutting this 3 ball in here.
Oh, that's thin.
No, he's going for the bank, and he's got it. And a nice kick on the old pink 4. And there's the supporters of Darrell Peach here. All 3 of them.
Yeah, all 3 of them clapping their hearts out.
Here we see that bank shot. Well controlled. And he's got a nice shot on the 4.
This is the shot that determines what he does with the 7 ball. As you can see, that 7 ball right there is a problem to get to. And he has to be able to play this shot so that he gets shape on the 5 ball to be able to play into that 7.
I'm just wondering whether you play to take it up the top left hand corner as you see on your screen.
That's the most conservative and reasonable shot. Don't do anything too fancy here and get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, the combination 7-9 is a much tougher shot. Darrell just having a look.
I wouldn't think you would even consider that combination.
No. And that's the difference between the top professionals and amateur club players. They would be looking round for an easy 7-9, but it's actually a tougher shot.
They're always hunting cheese when in league play. Just let that ball roll. It might find a hole.
Yeah. And Darrell composing himself now. He knows how important this 1 shot can be here. If he gets it right, and he takes out the remaining 2.
Watch out.
And it's all away. And he's in good shape on that black 8.
He is. I thought he was too far away from the rail on that 7. I thought it might jaw at that speed.
Yeah, Ronnie looking very worried now.
Pocket took it right in, and Darrell Peach about to go to the hill.
Yeah, that's 9 ball for Darrell Peach.
Whoa. I tell you what, that was
We'll be going home.
Yeah, this single elimination format.
Darrell Peach to break.
After every round, you cut the field in half. So we go from 64 today to 32 tomorrow.
It was interesting because Darrell's already played Ronnie in a big championship this year. 8-ball championship for the IPT, and he took him out in that too, so he's already beat him this year, so he'll be confident of playing him. And you can see from that break off, here we see it again. He's got a good view of the 1 ball up table.
He just has to come back across the table to take the 2 ball down, and from there this table shapes up very nicely.
Yes, looking good here for Darrell Peach. He would have liked to have come over a good 3 or 4 inches further, because maybe he would have made light work of the rest of it, but now he needs to draw the cue ball back. Or it looks like he's punching it in, coming 2 rails.
I think he can still get around the table, so he's all right.
Yeah, he's looking very good here. He doesn't need to do much here with this cue ball, just bounce it back straight down table for orange 5 past the brown 7.
Well, Darrell, can you hold your nerves for 5 more shots? This is just a stop shot.
Yeah, the adrenaline will be going through Darrell's body this time. And that's good cue ball control there.
He only has to roll the cue ball forward a little bit to have a clear view of the 7, and an easy way to get shape on the 8. And getting from the 8 to the 9 is going to be the key. You certainly do not want to leave yourself a tester on the very last 9 ball.
Yeah, that will be the key shot in this frame. And this will be a fantastic result for Darrell Peach.
Will the Philippines see 2 of their giants sent home today? Reyes already gone.
And that's absolutely perfect there, Jerry.
It is.
Yeah, it's not been a good day. There we see Alcano's face. He knows it looks bleak now with Darrell just having 2 more pots to send him out this championship.
Yeah, the speed of the cue ball will tell the tale. This is when the arm doesn't want to communicate too well.
He's going forward off 2 rails. And that looks pretty good. And now this 9 ball.
I tell you what though, we've said it before, on this shot, it's putting a basketball into a thimble. He's done it. Darrell Peach has eliminated the defending world champion, Ronnie Alcano. He's out of here. Darrell Peach